Alright guys, we're out here again doing some shrimping. It's another day, a couple days later, in the morning this time. And it's much windier, a little bit cooler, definitely a windier morning. Might make it a little hard to throw. But right now we're just kind of looking around, first cast. Let's see what we got. So far our best spot was 22 feet, which is a little deeper than the last trip. It was about 15, 16 was the spot to be. Looks like it's a pretty good current and the wind's taking me that way. This is kind of the stuff that I'm looking for that I've seen in this 22 foot range. That was pretty good right there. Yeah. I'll back up and then we can anchor. So that we've kind of found the depth that we like. Had two good casts, pretty good casts. We can drop anchor, marked it on the depth reporter, confirmed it with some casts. And down there where we were the other day, it's pretty crowded. There's like probably 5, 6 boats. So yeah, I just kind of worked down the ledge where it's less crowded, and it's kind of nice. Less crowds over here. Throw one. Yeah.
Stay down.
23. Throw it up front and just walk back and follow the drift.
We need to move some stuff around and walk back.
Yeah.
When we got this, you want to pull it back up again?
What's that?
When we done do this, you want to pull it back up?
Pull the boat up. What do you think? Alright, so we're gonna move around a little bit. Had them going good, but sometimes they slow up and they do kind of move around, I feel like. So as the day gets higher, sometimes they can move deeper. Usually as it gets closer to evening, they come in shallow to feed. But sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. I'm gonna watch the depth recorder, see what I see. We're gonna try some other depths, see what happens. We're about 16. Yeah, we're about 18, just kind of coming over the drop, so. Yeah. This is the best haul of the day. About 20.8 or so.
Try one more here.
Actually, I'm a little deeper. You want me to bump you up a smidge?
Yeah. A lot better than we were.
Yeah. Try to mark the spot. You know, if we hit them good, you know, mark it so you have an idea. Looks like there's some big ones in there.
Nature's trying our balance techniques.
Yeah.
A couple of yellowknife in there.
Yeah. So today the current was running pretty hard. When we throw cast nets for shrimp in the day, we put tape around the cast net, which keeps it more flared out. I even have a video showing you the difference this makes. It's a pretty big difference having that tape, and it gives you a lot more, you know, area when you throw your net, so you're covering a lot more ground. But it does sink quite a bit slower. The difficulty with this is that when the current's running, you can throw your net and it's gonna go backwards, you know, with the current while it's sinking. So you're either gonna need extra rope so that it can, sink back further and get to the ground before closing up. Or you can do one technique that we'll do is we'll go to the front of our boat that's anchored or spot locked or whatever the case is. We'll go to the front, throw it, and then we'll kind of walk back along the side of the boat with our net, allowing it to sink down. And we'll just kind of repeat the process. That's what me and my dad were doing today. We take turns going up to the front, left side, right side, whichever, just trying different things, throwing it, walking it back, and then bringing in the net. It helps to have a sorter. Thankfully, my mom was out here with us today. She was sorting through the shrimp, throwing back anything that was too small to use. Sometimes if you want to keep certain shrimp for bait to use later on versus the shrimp you're going to eat, you could sort that as well. It helps to have a good platform to dump your shrimp on, or if you have like a mesh basket, that's pretty helpful as well because the water can drain through, but the shrimp will be there and it's a lot easier to pick through them. The difficulty in shrimping today was that the shrimp seemed to be on a pretty tight spot. Now the shrimp can move around, sometimes they're in particular depths, depending on the contour of the bottom of the river, and they seem to be in a tight spot today. It makes it difficult because you try to anchor and then you got a time where your anchor drifts back. If you have a spot lock, obviously this is a lot easier. You can just set your spot and adjust. But even then, you got to keep in mind, even if your boat's exactly where you want it to be, you're going to have to do a little bit of trial and error or some really good math to figure out where your cast net is going to drift back and land on. So even if you spot lock right on top of where you're marking shrimp, you're going to want to adjust, go up current some, so that by the time your cast net drifts and hits the bottom, it's where those shrimp are. With the current drifting so much, the length of the rope, you can kind of get into a rhythm. With the current drifting back so much and our length of the rope, kind of get into a rhythm where we kind of go up to the front, throw, walk back, pull up our net. So if you throw it and currents, pulling it back too much, it can cause your net to come tight and close up, so you gotta make sure you hit the bottom. Keep an eye on your depth recorder, as you can mark shrimp. It's pretty helpful. But again, you're gonna have to make sure you go up current of wherever you mark them at, so that your net goes back and lands on them.
Fish.
Try on the other side of it. That land on you?
I don't think so.
That's that cast?
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Okay, well now, I'm gonna try to go on the other side of the boat maybe. Looks like most on the keeper.
Well, here's keepers, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, you throw and then I'll grab them.
That'd be a good bait, that would have been.
Jeremy, you see all the pogies?
Yeah.
Really good bait, wasn't it?
Yeah. Not a whole lot. Some back to see.
So you think we'll try sorting the head the other day, or probably not?
Hard to say.
this is the kind of stuff. I think it's a good sign that there's fish above it. That's not the shrimp.
Ready?
Shrimp will be down here. Yeah, go ahead. But I'm just keeping track of where I'm at. Really gotta pay attention as the driver. See, this is good. I like this. I like seeing that.
Lobster, shrimp, the driver's the most important thing on the boat. You guys gotta be a little nasty.
There you go, look at all that in there. When you're anchored, you have a spot lock, it's easy, you can move around. Anchor, there are some techniques, turning the steering wheel, or just let your rope out. If you can get to a good spot, you see a lot of markings, start as far up current as you can and slowly let your anchor out so you drift down the ledge, and that can help you to kind of adjust without having to re-anchor all the time. Let's see if we got some. Pretty good.
That's some good cat.
Alright guys, hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. Definitely wind picked up pretty good. It is pretty steady breeze right now, but we had a great time shrimping. We got our shrimp. Had to move around more today than a couple days ago, but that's okay. Just stick with it. Watch that depth recorder, look for the fuzz, and just kind of prospect, tweak your spot. Just kind of work around. It's kind of a thing where they're there, there ain't. I do like a moving tide. I feel like slack tide, I guess they don't run or it doesn't carry them away or bring new shrimp in, something like that. So try to plan it around moving tide at least. But otherwise, just maybe cull them if you want to keep some for bait shrimp, some for eating shrimp. But otherwise, that's pretty much it there is to it. Be sure to bring a bucket, maybe a basket to dump them in, and tape your cast net for daytime shrimping in deeper water. So if you guys have any questions about how to catch shrimp, by all means comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Real Hazardous.